You think you know about relationships, but you're wrong. Listen, there's no magic bullet. I'm teaching life skills.
When you're sick, you need medicine. It don't always taste good. Nah. But it'll get you better. You need this medicine. It ain't gonna always taste good, but this is what you need. Men and women, bottom line, we need to have the conversation. Your partner wants to give up control, but only if you know how to drive. This is about being the best you could ever be, whoever you are. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, LGBTQ, space alien. I'll save anybody. I don't care. I'll teach a hedgehog how to have a threesome.
What do you mean by that?
Look, you don't have to listen to me. You're wrong.
The other title.
Listen, I know I'm great. And I know you're thinking, Dante, there's no
Is it
way
that says
I can be like you. But you could be me, you know
batting
why?
something?
Because you know who I was? Before I was me, I was you.
Man, score 202.
Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get
Well,
it
who's to
again.
say this
I'm
isn't the
not an
congressional
alpha male.
baseball?
Yeah,
I'm not a
This
beta
could
male
be.
either. I'm just
everybody
a better
coming in.
man. Better
All
man.
right.
Put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.
Yeah, what up? GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? The Sexual Revolution is being podcasted. And I am excited. Not because everybody's here, because nobody's here. It's just me and Patty in the building. To show them the couch. There's nobody on the couch. Harry, Punisher had card trouble, right? He had card trouble, and wait a minute, where's my? I got sound effects. You know? That was shit. That was Vishnu's music, but they just Harry's in Delaware, and what you call it is Vishnu is in where's he at? He's in Florida. He's in Florida.
If you want to go, then you go to hill and go down.
Why you get fired?
Yeah, so he's
Are you
arguing.
crazy?
You're fucking
In
fired.
You are
Florida.
fucking. You are fucking.
You fucking you black.
So it's just me tonight, which is cool. Camille, what's going on? What she said? I needed to ask Harry a question. Ask me. Or is it specifically for Harry? Somebody saw the Akash thing. What's going on? What up, Camille? Let's see. Who's in the comments? Let me just say what's up. The great and powerful Xavier. What up, baby? What's going on? Of course, Xavier hit me with the fucking Cash App like always. Appreciate you, Xav. Cash App is up. Can you scroll it on the bottom? There it is. Dante Nero, $ Dante Nero, Cash App. Send me some money, y'all. I need it. But it's just me here today, which I'm fine with that because there's some stuff I wanted to cover. It's a lot of times y'all don't want to hear nobody else but me anyway, so it's fine. Patty's in the building.
Hello.
Had a nice little I met Patty's.
I knew you were gonna say something.
Patty's ex, who is still smitten.
She loves me. I love her too. We have love for each other.
Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit, but whatever.
We're friends.
Why are you gay?
Turn up the.
You don't think you can be friends with your ex?
Yeah, you can. You probably still smashing it. That's the feeling I got. You sound like
Here,
y'all
play that
still,
sound. Play that.
Sound like y'all dabble a little bit. She was definitely smitten. Appreciate you too, man. So yeah, man, I didn't have the what you call it before. I didn't have my cash register before. Big shout to Will Bags, $10, $10 from Xavier too. Thank you, bro. So the Cash App is up. The number's up. Y'all can call in. Camille, I'm trying, and I want to know what Camille had to ask Harry. I feel I'm getting jealous.
Calling Camille.
Phone lines are open. You know, y'all can always call me. But yeah, it was good to see Patty's little ex, very, very smitten. She's a influencer.
Yeah, she does TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
How many followers she got?
She has like 1.3 million. on
Really?
TikTok. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna bring her on.
She'll come on soon. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that works. How you been, Patty? You good?
I've been good. I've been practicing this week. I did the 5 bricks. I didn't hit all 5 every day, but I'm trying.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, when you're ready to get serious.
I just don't come across
when
that many women all the time.
Yo,
that's the thing.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that bullshit. If you training for the Olympics, you don't be like,
No.
I couldn't work out today. You got to go find it.
But I did notice when I was doing it, the girls, like, their eyes were lighting up. Like,
really?
they love when you notice something about them at any point of the day.
Well, the other thing with that, it's not just, how should I put it? It's not just that you notice something about this. So this would be a good time for me to explain the dynamic. Big shout to Camille. Thank you on the $10, $5 from Camille, and $10 from Kevin. Big shouts. Kevin Coates, thanks for the $10 on the Cash App. The reason why it affects them in the way that it does, right? Is because it's honest. So when you're laying the 5 bricks on, my glass is a little dark and it's hot under there. So, but the reason why it actually resonates with women in the way that it does is because, like, just paying a compliment, it's not just paying a compliment. It's paying. Oh, that's beautiful. It's paying a truthful compliment. So, one of the things about laying the 5 bricks is what you have to do is you have to take a second to pay a compliment. Were you doing that, or were you just paying compliments?
I think I was maybe not trying to force it, but maybe being more open and seeing the opportunities to do it, and then
yeah.
doing
But I'm
it.
saying the actual compliment. Was it just, I'm going to say this because it's there, or was it?
I'm going to be honest, yes.
Okay, so it was that.
I can't be non-ace right now.
Okay, so here's my thing. The reason why that affects them in a different way is because if you're giving somebody this random compliment, right? What ultimately happens is it kind of falls on deaf ears. So it's like if you got a girl and she's a model or whatever. She said he tried to call, but it went to voicemail. Is it? Is the lines open? It's not just I like your jacket. What brand is it? You don't even have to do that. The point is, if the jacket is special, like it needs to be something unique. Because if you think about, just think about yourself. If you are, if you're wearing something that's very unique, like today I saw a young lady, she had on a Knicks t-shirt, right? Which is not a particularly original thing because the Knicks won and everybody's running around with Nick Barrett. But she took this Knicks t-shirt and she cut it and she literally made a halter top with it. Right? She cut out the sides, she put cuts in the thing. So she took a Knicks t-shirt and made it something special, something that she could personally call her own. And because she had put the effort in, the fact that when I go, yo, that Knicks shirt is bad as a motherfucker. And she, oh, thank you, because when I'm paying a compliment to that, what I'm doing is, I'm seeing her sitting on her living room floor with the scissors, right, and the tape measure, cutting this thing out because she wants to have something. She wants something special. Her just putting a Knicks T-shirt on is not the point. The point is that she took this Knicks T-shirt and she made it something special. She made it her own. She made it personal. And what I'm acknowledging is not just the Knicks T-shirt, but I'm acknowledging her creativity, her sense of style. The fact that she wanted to do something different with this piece of clothing to make it so that it would stand out. And so what you're complimenting is her sense of style, her sense of uniqueness. And that is why they respond differently to something that is true. Now, if you really take a pause to kind of observe this person, and something is going to stand out, right? That thing that stands out 9 times out of 10, it's not something that stands out because by accident. It's something that stands out on purpose. It's intentional. And the fact that you're recognizing that it's intentional is the thing. This is where the connection comes. This is where they respond to you in an honest and an open way because of that. Whereas if you go, oh, nice jacket, what brand is that? There's, how many production pieces of the same brand, unless it's something extraordinary. I saw that orange Pele leather jacket, that one I think Carmelo had on. You got that on, and it is a Pele. You're going to be like, yo, that's fire. You know what I mean? But it's really the subtext of what's underneath the comment. The comment. And what's underneath the comment is almost as if you're saying, yes, great and powerful Xavier, Japanese denim, Pendleton wool, these specifics. You don't have to go that hard just yet. I usually tell somebody not to go that hard on the first phase of laying the 5 bricks. But yeah, that's kind of part of the second phase is when you're paying these compliments and the compliments are very specific. And what you're complimenting is the uniqueness of the person instead of the thing that everybody sees over and over again.
I think we have Camille.
Camille, you on the phone, babe?
Hey, Dante.
What's up, sweetness? How are you?
Good. I just wanted to call in, I guess, give a little update. But I'm going to make it short and okay, for all of the listeners.
Okay.
Okay. So, unfortunately, me and my partner just split or whatever. I did choose to move forward with my life, I guess, and then I changed my mind and I said, "Oh, please get my family back," and it didn't work. So eventually, I had to move on. Right.
Oh, okay. So wait, you decided to move on, and then what? Did you backtrack?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. I'm just asking.
No, because it was more like when I split or whatever, it was more like, hey, I think that I'm doing this, for you because obviously, this is not where you want to be. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, like,
right.
if you come home mad every day, it's like, something's wrong or whatever.
Right.
So I said, for you, I think my last act of love is just to, let you go. And, that's what I did or whatever. And then I said to myself, did I end something too soon? Did I mess up my family? Was it not as important as I was making it seem to be? I don't know. So, yeah, I backtracked. But
so let me ask you this. What was his response?
Well, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, no, like, I thought he was going to say something like, if you want to do this, you know, bring it for yourself, not for an excuse for me, because this is where I want to be. But he didn't say anything like that. Like, he didn't say, I love you. He didn't say this is where I want to be. I said, I feel like you don't even like me right now. He kind of said, no, like, no, I don't like you right now. You know, so it's fun.
Wait, you thought he was going to just accept it, or you thought he was going to backtrack?
No, I thought that he was going to say, woman, you're talking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
And he didn't.
You know,
and he didn't do that.
So
what did he say? What was his response?
His response was basically like, okay.
Uh-huh. Okay, so after you decided that you didn't want to, you know, end your family and you wanted to come back, what was his response to that?
No, he said no.
He said no.
Yeah.
Oh,
a million times or whatever, like a million times. It's fine.
So where are you guys at now?
Well, he's really doing his, okay, so I had to come to grips with the fact that he didn't want to be together. And I understand that because I did pick him out. And with, like, how he grew up or whatever, I feel as though if I don't give him a safe space, how can he even want to come back because I picked him out or whatever? You know, so I just took it on the chin, I guess, you know. So,
okay.
So then I moved on, and that was a mess.
In what way?
I mean, he was telling me, like, we were decent, right? Like, we were talking, I was working, he's watching the kids, so we started, like, co-parenting or whatever. Not like it's been that long, because it's maybe been like 3 months or whatever since we split.
Okay.
So we're co-parenting, and he's adamant on, like, not wanting to be together, so that's fine. And then he keeps saying stuff like, oh, no, you should go out or you should find somebody to do this with, like, kind of pushing me off, you know, maybe to get over him, I guess. I don't know. I didn't like that, personally.
Okay.
I don't want no man telling me to go be with somebody else.
Right.
So I guess eventually I did try to, like, venture off.
Right.
And then I let somebody, I had a few people in my car because it was a little party because I'm, like, outside now, which leads me to my second question, which was, I was going to ask Harry, but
why
anyway,
Harry?
So why
would Harry have the perspective on this?
Oh, because I have this new thing, I guess what I learned to call it was like a praise kink or whatever. So I wanted to, like, go to, like, there's sex club that I heard about.
Okay.
And I wanted, like, some first timers advice.
First time what? Say that again?
First timers advice.
Okay.
Like, are there any rules to, like, first timers?
Well, there's first timers well, you got to understand this. You know what Harry's going to tell you, just like anybody would. I mean, it's not like I haven't been in sex clubs, so it's just not
right. No,
it's just not my thing.
But I had a whole different question for you too.
But the problem, what you got to understand is, if you're going to do the sex club thing, what you have to set your own boundaries about what you're comfortable with. Do you understand what I mean?
Right.
There's no hard fast rule about anything, and I mean, no pun intended, you know.
Right.
But it's where you're comfortable. I mean, there's people that go to sex club and they just watch. There's some people that participate. There's some people participate on, you know, like you. I mean, I remember dating a girl who there was like a what I call soft swinging, where she would deal with women, but she didn't deal with men. Whereas I dealt with women, though, you know. I mean, you have to understand that this is your particular kink that you're exploring, and you just need to talk. You just need to realize what you're comfortable with, and whatever you're comfortable with, that's where you're at, whatever that is, you know.
Right. Well, then I tried to explore, and I wanted to, like, go do my own thing, and then I had somebody in my car. I told my kid's dad to put my son in my car when we were like trading off. And he found like men's stuff in there or whatever.
Okay.
And then he like tripped out on me. So I'm confused because I'm like, okay, well, you've been telling me for months to go with somebody else or whatever. Now,
did you say that to him?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
And he said, well, if something happens to me, whoever you're messing with, can they pick up the slack or whatever? And I'm like, well, who are you to try to approve or deny anybody? It's like, I think it was just an excuse, to be honest.
Yeah. So he's in his feelings. So how has he acted after that?
Well, I mean, he called me every name in the book, I guess.
Really? I mean, so after that?
Yeah. Once he found that, because, I mean, did I run a whole FBI background check on who I let in my car, or did I give him a pat down? No, but...
Yeah. But that's also what you did is what single life is, which is what he asked you to do.
Right. But that's why I'm like so confused, because now he's like, that he wants to like be together and stuff. And I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I want that anymore, I guess.
Okay. So this is kind of what I was getting to and what I was wanting. This is what I was alluding to. It seems to me like the same thing. You both have this kind of thing where you're making almost this breakup is almost a strategy, if that makes sense. One of the things that I say, you never break up with somebody because of a strategy. Like, I'll leave, you keep telling me to go, so I'm going to go. I'm going to, test the waters. And then he's like, well, go, you need to go, you need to go, you need to go. And then when you go, then all of a sudden he's calling you out of your name. First of all, he's not allowed to call out of that has to stop. I don't care what you did or what you didn't do. First of all, you didn't violate because you asked him if he wanted, that you were trying to give him peace. If that's not what he wanted, he could have said that. But to the same token, you were very nonchalant about letting this marriage go, right? When the question was it really that bad in the first place? So my thing is, we talk about being honest on authentic, 100% authentic. What we mean by that is, you don't say I'm gonna leave if you don't want to leave. You be honest about what your real feelings are. Now, there's a possibility you might have been confused, but I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because the first thing you said was, I didn't like the fact. You said I didn't like the fact that he was telling me to go with some other man.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, if you're going, what would it matter? Like, if you've made your decision about this is what you want to do, and you guys are going to co-parent, then why does it matter whether he fought for it or not fought for it? If you had already made up your mind, and if you didn't make up your mind, then you shouldn't have, it's almost like you were bluffing.
Yeah.
But now let me let you.
I don't think I was bluffing. I just think it was kind of like I don't want nobody to be where they don't want to be.
I get that.
I'm not going to sit around and just.
I get that, but you didn't want to. you didn't want to be away. You didn't really want to be out of this relationship. I understand that you didn't want. I mean, you didn't want to force nobody, but trust me, you're not gonna force nobody anyway. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, they're not gonna be with you. But here's the other thing: he's bluffing too. So it's almost like both of y'all full of shit.
A bunch of bluffers.
Yeah. Y'all both full of shit, and that which says that there's probably some real love underneath all of that, and both of y'all are ego tripping because you wanted to leave him, but you wanted him to fight back for you, and he was telling you go date, but he didn't want you sucking nobody else's dick either. You know, and so for him to freak out and this and that and the other, and then call you all kinds of names out, you know, like you can't, you know, you can't do that. You know, you can't do that now. And as far as it's like you're dabbling in the sex clubs. Harry just texted and he said, I can answer your question next week. I already did, motherfucker. Mind your business.
I don't want to walk in there. I don't want to walk in there, Harry, looking like a. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. I don't want to go in there looking like the only one. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's the thing is, that's not, you're not going to, I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'll give you a quick story. I remember going to a sex club, right? And I go into the bathroom, right? And the bathroom was do you know what a urinal trough is?
Yes.
It's like one metal, kind of giant metal sink. Everybody stands up. So you go into the metal, you go in the bathroom. I look down, there's a dude laying in the urinal trough, right? He's got swim goggles on, a bathing cap, and a bathing suit. And everybody who comes in the bathroom, they're just peeing on this dude, right? And the pee would get up to the point where it would get ready to cover his face. He would pull the stopper, let it down, and then they'd piss on him all day. And he was just laying in the urinal trough. You know what I mean? So I'm saying this to tell you, the fact that the fact that you're worrying about being awkward in a sex club is not something that you really got to worry about. You're never going to be the dude in the urinal trough. You know what I mean? It goes that extreme to somebody who's in there with a suit who's just watching. You got to do what you're comfortable. But what I do want to deal with is the fact that both of you guys sound like y'all want to be together, but you're not. But neither one of you really being honest. Now, you can say to somebody, "I really don't want to break up, but it just seems like you don't want to be here, right?" And I don't want you to be, just to be honest about, to be honest about how you feel. But
yeah, that's what I said when I broke up with him.
Right. But he's also going, yeah, well, you go ahead, go. And then he's giving you this facade as though, you need to go find somebody. Shut the fuck up. Stop being this is dumb. I'll tell you what, Camille, if y'all ever want to, I do consultations, group consultations.
Well, I was thinking about that, but I thought to myself, I said, I understand that it's called couples therapy, but it's kind of like, should I really think about going to couples therapy?
I'm not talking about couples therapy. I'm talking about you guys doing a consultation with me, which is not the same as couple. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. Here's the thing. I understand that you were aggravated. I even understand that maybe he probably is a lot more emotional about you than you are about him. I get that. But what I do want to say is whether or not you're more emotional or not, I just don't think I don't think you wanted to be out of this relationship. I think you pulled the trigger kind of quick. I also think that maybe, I mean, you also said that it was a disaster, but we can get to that. I would imagine a lot of the men that you have come across haven't really been that great either.
It's been terrible out here.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun. Don't get me wrong, right? Like,
it's fun because of the newness, but it's not fun.
Right.
But I mean, it's a great story.
So that leads to my other question, right? Because I made a conscious decision to just move on or whatever.
Okay.
So, the thing is like, even though I shouldn't care what he thinks or whatever, I don't want nobody looking at me like I'm some kind of loan or whatever for trying to vet, right, some new people or whatever in my life.
Well, that's part of being single.
Right.
You could act like you want to be whatever you want to be, but that's the game.
Yeah, I guess the question isn't like, how do I date without getting alone here?
Say that one more time.
But I guess my question isn't. I guess my question is like, I know that there's a double standard, right? Because we live in reality or whatever, right?
Sure.
But how can I date without people thinking, I don't know, that I'm like a hoe or something?
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying your bills. Nobody's, nobody really, I mean, and if you think for 1 minute somebody who might go, she's a hoe or she's not a hoe, that lasts 5 minutes until the electric bill is due,
Right. That's a fact.
And the reality is that you gonna, if you're gonna make that move to go out there, and you're gonna have to kiss a lot of frogs to find out.
Right.
Now, say again?
I thought I was doing pretty good with kissing the frogs. I mean, they didn't turn into princes yet, but.
Well, if they don't turn into princes, they're probably not going to turn into princes. But the point is, there's usually not a delayed reaction, But what you have to understand something is, also, I think that you're pretty good. You're a dope chick. I think that you also. I don't think you play a lot of games. I think you kind of appreciate the situation. I think the problem with your husband and all the stuff that's going on is his ego is tripping, and he doesn't want to say what he really thinks, which is, I want to be in this relationship. He also probably doesn't like the fact that you can make a decision to move on and actually stick with it. And then even if you're questioning and you're going, well, do I really want to, was I too hasty about this? I could go back, and then he can reject you and you go, yeah, all right, well, I guess you don't want it. And I think he's uncomfortable because he doesn't feel as that you emotionally have too much at stake, which I think he's wrong. I think that your expression to what the decisions that he's making is grossly different. I just think he's ego tripping. And if there's ever gonna be a situation where you guys are gonna go but get back together, I just think you're gonna have to deal with him ego tripping.
Yeah.
Because why would somebody curse you out? Why would somebody tell you go out, and then when you go out, then he curses you out and calls you all kinds of. It's like, it's so contradictory to So,
yeah, and then weirdly, I thought to myself, just like the woman that says, "Oh, like if he hits you, that he loves you," which is so weird. But I thought to myself, well, I wanted him to fight for us or whatever, but it's like, now it's like, dang, you're not fighting for us, you're fighting me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like confused about that. So
Let me ask you this: what if you had said that? I want you to fight for us.
But you know, the thing is I did say that. I said, you know, the thing is every time we split or whatever, it's always me, you know, fighting for the relationship, and I'm not doing that anymore. He always says, tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. But I learned in our time apart that I refuse to make decisions for our entire family because they're never going to be right anyway, and then I'm always going to get blamed for the decision that I was forced to make. And I don't think that you're wrong with saying that I don't have any emotions. I feel like we went through a lot.
Yeah.
We, you know, I don't like to use this as an excuse or anything. You know, we did lose a baby last year, and I don't have as much emotion anymore, just for the world in general. You know? So I think you're spot on. And if he did think that, I think that's why I do get so nonchalant about things, because, you know, it's kind of like when you go through that or whatever and you lose that or whatever, it's kind of like there's nothing that nobody could say to me that could make me feel any worse than that. So I would love to do a consultation with you guys, because I would really put it to him in a real way that you are sabotaging this relationship after all that you've gone through. Because here's the thing, whatever you had to do to gain trust or to feel comfortable with him, or you're going to have to do it again with somebody else. Right.
And a lot of what you've lost already in the context when we're talking about you losing a child and all the things that you have going through, and the fact that you still have children and family and something that you build, it's probably never going to be the same again. So even if you feel like, you know, I'm going to move on and whatever, but what he doesn't understand is that you really going to move on. And when you really move on is when it's going to hit him that he can't continue to play this cool shit, because it walks away from you. And then when the feelings are not there, there's nothing worse than a woman feeling like you're where a woman is indifferent about your presence. And I think that's where you're getting, even though there's a little bit of it is like, I want him to fight for me. So, I mean, I would love to put my foot in his ass a little bit, at least so that he could know that, look, if you really don't want this, you could not have it. But I would want him to know that this is really slipping away from you.
Yeah, because it's so confusing for somebody to say, no, I don't want you. But I want to basically say, like, I want to approve the person you're with. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Here's a little story. My my sister passed away about 3 weeks ago, but she's a piece of garbage. So there's that. So we didn't really get along. But she had her husband. My sister was a nightmare. Helicopter mom, just uber controlling, nasty, just everything had an ulterior motive, right? Which is why I'm not really broken up about, you know, me losing her in the first place. But the interesting thing about her is her husband, she was such a fucking cunt, see you next Tuesday, that he actually had a whole other family across town and had a son the same age as my nephew, or what we like to call ghetto cousins, right? Yeah. You know, they had the ghetto cousins, and he was grocery shopping with his other family. He got busted by my middle sister, right? And she told him whatever, and the whole thing blew up. What was interesting is the minute he got busted, he moved out and moved in with the new family, which is where he wanted to be. Because she was so annoying and so abusive and just a fucking nag all the time, right?
Yeah.
So, what's even interesting about that is that the fact, but then when she finally started dating, right? So we had I had my house and I was taking care of my mom at the time. And then she had her house and she would come and bring her car over and then hide her car out at our house, right? And he was like, so she had met a guy that she really liked that she actually was married to until she passed away, right? But he was like, oh, I saw your car wasn't in the driveway. Like he's stalking her, right? He had a whole other family, but he was stalking her. And I go, well, why are you worried about what he's saying? And she's like, well, he might get custody of my son. I won't have time. I go, trust me, he don't spend enough time with his son when they was together. It ain't going all of a sudden he's not going to want to take full responsibility. But she didn't believe me because I don't never know what the fuck I'm talking about. But what ultimately...
As soon as I started seeing people, he started taking pictures in front of my house trying to fight people for $1,000. I said, if I was a lesser woman, I would have grabbed the crackhead off the street for that $1,000.
Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law said to my sister, where's your car, such and such, and he was like stalking her. And I said to her, the next time he asked you where was your car, you tell him it was at my new boyfriend's house, but I couldn't, he was like, I drove by and I was honking the horn. You tell him I couldn't answer the phone because I was too busy sucking my new boyfriend's dick. That's what you tell him. Because my whole thing was the audacity of you to have a whole other family. Now, don't get me wrong. I get that my sister was a horrible human being and she was a nag and stuff like that. But you don't get to do both. You don't get to let me go and then bitch about who I'm with and mind your fucking business. And sometimes being as open and honest and blunt about it, honest, when we talk about authenticity, when you are honest about it, you'd be surprised how people don't ask the questions that they don't want to know the answer to.
Yeah.
So
for sure. No, I definitely going to take you up on that consult because even being back outside, I feel nervous because I don't know. I feel like I've been told for so long how masculine I am, how aggressive I am. And now I'm trying to be, more conscious of how I speak, how I, act.
Was his dad around or he was raised by his mama?
Well, he was raised by his mother, but his mother, she had her own issues. So he ended up being raised by his grandmother then.
Okay. This is what happens when a man is raised by a woman and he has these bitch ass tendencies.
Yeah.
He's acting like a girl because this is how he's learned to communicate. He's learned to communicate by silence and silent treatment and no, go ahead. Why not? Do what you want. And then when the real feelings come, then he's all fucked up. So this is something that has to be. I would book one with me, Camille, and see
for sure.
And we'll see. And I'll put, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I mean, I don't honestly. I mean, I think you definitely did this split up with him frivolously to a certain extent. I also think that maybe to a certain extent you didn't. I don't think that you really thought about what a good deal you had with him because he, loves your family, he loves you, and you said he was a good father and a good provider. And so sometimes we got to overlook some of the things, but I also give you the right. You have every ability to say that I want a man who's going to be a man be in a man's place, and when that he's going to steer the ship, because the bottom line is what he wants. He wants to be captain of the ship, but he only wants to steer part-time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I definitely want to have it too, because he said he got, you know, I remember calling in a little bit ago because I did try to fix it, and Ian was talking with him just the time that I did want him to lead, and he said that he didn't want to be a leader.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
but here's my thing. You got to be honest with yourself that you want a leader.
Yeah.
You want somebody, you want a husband that's going to lead. And if he's not that one, then you might have to go pick somebody out of the sex club, or find somebody, or kiss a couple of more frogs. Maybe get the dude.
Everybody keeps moving with me, Dante. I don't even know what that's about.
You know, yes, you do. It's bum ass niggas trying to. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of friends that all they used to do. They probably had sex of the gods, but they get a woman of a certain age, fuck the shit out of her, and move in. And
yeah, because if somebody start eating you out and they start enjoying it and moaning, watch their pocketbook. That's what you feel.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's old motherfuckers past their prime. I remember there was a comic friend of mine. You know, she showed up at the comedy club with this old motherfucker with a FUBU sweatsuit and some old AM1 sneakers, and I was like, oh, this old he's fucking the taste out of her mouth. But you know, 2-3 years of getting her back blown out, she's also going through a divorce now. You know.
Yeah.
Because he really had nothing to order but what I call hard dick and bubble gum. So, you know, it is what it is. But if you're looking for something, and I'm going to tell you something, what's crazy is I feel sorry for women who are mature and growing and becoming more sophisticated, because what you ultimately want is a stronger man. And you're probably not going to get that, because the more evolved and the more sophisticated you become, the less you're going to tolerate, and you're just not going to, because you're pulling away. You're like one of them Somalians in the marathon. You're pulling away from the pack. I mean, I'm doing my job here by doing this show, but I mean, you know. It is what it is. You get a bunch of motherfuckers doing fuck shit. They got millions of followers, but when you're telling the truth, there's a core about certain core motherfuckers who, there's a core of motherfuckers who just are not gonna, they're just not gonna live up to it.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Dante. And if anybody's coming to call me, I apologize for being a long story, but thank you so much.
Appreciate you, baby. Book something with me. Maybe I can still put my foot in his ass.
Oh, no, I definitely got it for sure.
Okay. All right, baby. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. I mean, I hate the fact that I hate the fact that we're in a situation where, you know, like I feel sorry for a lot of women because.
Hello.
Hello. Who's there?
This is Harry Terjaian. I'm calling from out of state right now.
What you got a problem? What do you need?
Yeah, a couple problems that I want to address. Number one, Vishnu canceling or whatever. Listen, I told you in advance I wouldn't be there, and I have no problem that Vishnu's missing the show. My big problem is if you saw that group text, I don't know if you've seen it. He says, sorry, bro, I drove down to Florida with the family, bro. I thought it was Monday.
He's in the comments too on Instagram. He said, bro, watching you from the pool. My bad, bro.
Yeah. Here's what I got to say.
It wouldn't bother me so much if it wasn't for the fact that I just watched him deny the moon landing for 2.5 hours last week.
All right.
But he doesn't know how to use a calendar.
You know what the problem is? I want to ask him.
Why are you gay?
That's it.
Oh boy, I missed out on you fixing the soundboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I wanted to give him.
Why are you gay?
So Vishnu's out there, and he's just forgot. It is what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
fine. It happens, but again, if you, I don't want to hear anything from Vishnu denying any science anymore when he doesn't know how to use a calendar. How do you forget? Also, by the way, he drove down to Florida. There was no way he was going to make the show Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
He thought he was going to make it back, and you know why?
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
And Punish's car ended up fucked up. So
That's fine. I understand that. I get that. But also, none of these are in context. You just want to call him gay right now. I will say this.
Yeah.
That these are out of context clips, but you do have the soundboard working.
Yeah, that's
which
all.
I'm proud.
Yeah, I know. He said he's listening. He's listening by the pool. He's watching by the pool right now.
It's not a pool. It's a hot tub in the hotel. It's a champagne hot tub because he rented the wrong room.
Oh, okay. He goes, I'm here. He says I'm here. Fun fact. I got here early, and Patty had his little ex-girl in here. Was very smitten, Harry.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Very rubbing his
for the ex.
rubbing his big shoulders and everything.
You would have liked to see it.
Well, now he's got a big time job in a big studio. There's records hanging up there. I don't know if those people show up there, but you got famous people up there. Patty's doing big time stuff.
Let me tell you, this vibe had to do with straight fucking. Had nothing to do with records.
Well, we have space on that couch since the three of us aren't there.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you know.
Well,
you might be on with her soon. She's going to come on.
She's going to come on. She's an influencer on TikTok.
Ah, okay. Well, that always works out well. Just ask Akash.
When are you coming back?
I'll be back. I'm coming back tomorrow, but obviously we're not recording until Tuesday. I'll be back there next Tuesday unless I misplace my calendar like Vishnu did.
Yeah, well, you know.
Whom I love. I love Vishnu, but I don't want to hear if you haven't watched that episode of him denying the moon landing with Professor Dave, who he kept calling Scientist Dave, by the way.
Scientist Dave. Did it? It did it all? It's crazy. I'm
sorry I missed this week, and I'll answer Camille's questions in depth. I'd like to go in depth now, but I'm still checking into the hotel room. So
no worries. We only got a few minutes.
Troughs and whatnot.
We getting ready to shut it down in a few minutes anyway. We're gonna take maybe one more call, and then we're out.
All right.
Be safe,
I'll see
bro.
you guys next week.
Knock 'em dead.
Later. I love you, bud.
Love you too.
Later.
Yeah. Vishnu says I'm not fat, but you know what?
You are gay.
You are definitely gay. So, whatever. Anything on the Vishnu is all over the comments. Don't not coming in. Fucking.
You can take one more call if you guys want to call in.
We got one more call. Put the number up. The number up. If not, we're gonna shut it down. This is an interesting. I hate to see this situation where you got a guy who really wants, he's afraid to be honest about to be honest about what. They literally are married and have kids, but this is what happens when you get raised by this kind of feminine energy. And you don't have any masculine energy in your home, and so I always love Patrice and miss him every day. But Patrice was raised by his mom, and what would happen a lot of times is he'd get mad at me and then give me the silent treatment. I'd be calling him for a week, and he just wouldn't call me back. And then after 2 weeks, I was like, "Yo, where the fuck were you? You all right?" "Yeah, well, I was kind of mad at you." I go, "Well, then you..." But it's really difficult to kind of have, if you learn how to argue, how to deal with social interactions from that kind of feminine energy and that perspective, it's hard to get out of it. And I think this is really I'm quite sure he loves his kids. I'm quite sure he loves Camille. We got a call? Let's go. What's
What up,
your name?
Dante?
What's up? Who I'm talking to?
It's Will from Jersey.
What up, Will? What's going on? How can I help you, bro?
I'm good. So I just have a quick question. I actually jotted it down so it was easier for me to be able to formulate what I wanted to say.
Sure, let's go.
So my question to you is, how can I work past the obstacle of dating a girl that makes more money than you?
It doesn't. What did she say about it?
You mean like how she feels about dating someone who makes less than her?
Yeah.
She says she's not bothered by it at all.
Okay,
she's aware of the.
So you're having the problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have a problem with it?
Well, I want to be like, for me, I'm very huge on like the whole provider thing, and I want to be able to be a person that like when we go on dates that like I pay for the dinner or anything like that.
Let me say something, Will. This is a particular insecurity that you have in your head, right? What I like to say is you're making problems where there are no problems. Trust me, when it comes to this girl, right, there's gonna be other problems. You know, your ability to manage the problems as they come is what you need to learn how to do, because there's gonna be problems. Do you understand? You're not gonna. This is where the empathy comes in, and where we're in a situation where you have to be able to deal with whatever problems are coming down the pipe. If she's not saying it's a problem, why are you creating a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Accept it. Now, if it later goes on and she throws it in your face, then you got to go, oh, you was full of shit. But even that is not a bad thing, because then you find out that she's a liar, or she's somebody who will, like, I've had situations where I've said things about to friends or to women or something, and been vulnerable. And then when they got an opportunity to get the upper hand, or when they were angry, then they rolled it out like a secret weapon. It's just, for me, I'm just so comfortable in my own skin that when somebody has a problem with something, I'm willing to have a conversation, and I'm also willing to go, hey, I'm not doing that, you know. I mean, if you need somebody with money, then go get somebody with money. But you got to understand something. The relationship is, you both are not. You're not going to get out of it what you put in it, and you're not going to put in it what you get out of it. And I don't mean that in a negative sense that it's a loss. What I'm saying is, what she wants from you, she has to decide what she wants from you. And what you want from her, you have to decide what that is. It's probably not going to be the same thing. Sure, there's going to be some things that overlap. But I give you an example. Like, Oprah has dated Stedman for as long as I can remember. And Oprah got enough money to lend God, to give God a loan to do a tsunami. Do you know what I mean? So what she wants from Stedman has nothing to do with money. It has to do with his kind of strength and his kind of masculine backbone in light of not having the money. Still being able to set boundaries and still being able to hold to those boundaries, whether or not you have more money or less money, it doesn't matter. Because what you're given is never going to be just exclusively money. And if it is, that's kind of a relationship that you shouldn't be in.
Sure. So in that case, like me moving forward, obviously that's an insecurity that I need to work on and move past it. How would I work in the area of like feeling like, what am I contributing to the relationship, so that she doesn't feel like it's just a one-sided road, like I'm just taking, because I also want to contribute and I want to put in like my 2 cents, so that it feels like
the simple way that you're approaching this, stop worrying about it. You're already in a place where you're not you're looking to contribute. So anytime she has needs or wants, you're going to want to step in and fulfill it because of the fact that you feel inadequate, because of the fact that you don't have the money that she has, Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think the simple fact that you're asking this question says to me that the question has already been answered, if that makes sense.
Sure.
It's usually the people who are oblivious to what's going on, who are not asking, how can I be a better man? And the guy who says, I want to be a better man is usually a guy who's already probably in the ballpark already, Mm-hmm. But you can have conversations about what she needs to you, what she needs from you. But you're gonna probably have the intuitiveness to kind of figure that out anyway. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Just don't make problems for nothing. It's just ridiculous. Okay?
Makes sense. Thank you so much for your help, Dante. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, later. That's an hour. I'd like to say it was difficult without all these bozos in here, but it wasn't because I'm dope like that. I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. I do it by my motherfucking self. None of you motherfuckers showed up, and I don't care. Just big shout out to Punisher. Sorry about your car, brother. Vishnu, I hope you drown. Harry, get a good night's sleep. Don't bring no bed bugs back from the shitty hotel that you're in. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? Also, don't forget to follow the subscribe to the Patreon, please. Best way to support the show, patreon.com/manschool202. You want a consultation, go to DanteNero.com, click on consult. The Cash App is always open. Always. Send me some money on a Sunday afternoon. It's fine. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? Sexual Revolution being podcasted. Love y'all. We out here.